All right, so we're working in the shop today. It's a Saturday, kind of doing a personal project here. This has been our family car. I gave this car to my wife, 10 years ago now. And when I got it, it was burned. It was involved in a fire. The whole back had been caught on fire, so I did all the body work and put a new top on it and repainted the quarter panel. If you look really close, it doesn't match, but please don't look that close. Anyhow, the old Mustang 5.0, it's a 1990, was in for service today. A couple things. I noticed when you go around corners, if you give it a little gas, it would peel one wheel. So I just did a upgrade on the differential with these, and of course they're super stinky. These are the clutch packs that came out of the factory limited slip. It has a True Track or something. Maybe it's called, no, it's called a track lock. Ford's version of a True Track is a factory track lock. And these clutches, which that's the organic material, and this is the steel shim, they wear down. And there's plenty of videos on YouTube. There's hundreds, so I didn't do one on that. But I replaced these original equipment clutch discs with carbon ones, which is the new thing. They grip better, they hold better, they last longer, all that stuff. So, like I said, if you're interested in seeing a video on that, there's a lot of great ones out there. But anyhow, I brought the car in for service, and I'm just getting ready to put gear oil, rear end gear oil with a little friction modifier into the rear end so that we can enjoy that new traction that will give us both wheels pulling instead of just one. But there's one thing, and this is what brings me to this video, about this car. And this has drum brakes on the rear. I think they're 9-inch Ford drums. I just turned my light on there. This car has always never stopped right, and I could never figure it out. It stopped okay. It's got disc brakes on the front, drums on the rear, but the pedal had just a little extra play in it, and it never stopped sharp, like the nose would dive. And I always thought, well, that's kind of weird. And I've pulled the brakes off a couple times. Nothing's leaking. The shoes are in good shape. There's plenty of material there. But there's something about her. Can you guys pick it out? There's something. And the clue is the star wheel adjuster right here isn't adjusting. In other words, it's a full close. In other words, it's not adjusting at all. And this is kind of seized. And that's what kind of got my interest going. What's going on here? I'm going to give you one more second. See if you can figure it out. So again, this is a drum brake on the back of a 1990 Ford Mustang, used on many, many Ford products. But there's something about the way the shoes are orientated that is causing the adjusters not to work. Look here. See the gap between the top of the shoe and the anchor pin? There's a large gap. And if you look at this shoe, there's a lot less of a gap between the anchor pin. The shoes are on backwards. The prior owner put the stinking shoes on backwards, so there's no dual servo action. In other words, the whole thing has got to rotate a little bit to click the star wheel to adjust the brakes and give you better braking performance. So the brakes, I think, have overheated. They started to chunk a little bit. They haven't been working. I don't know what's going on, but I got to rip it all apart and do it right. But at first glance, you would never notice that. So that's something that, you know, you got to be careful. You got to be very thorough when you look at somebody's car, do a brake inspection. I would have just pulled the drums off and said, oh, look fine, drive on. But I got the new shoes here, and I'll show you the difference. This would be the leading shoe. See the gap there at the top? And this is the trailing shoe. See the gap there at the top? Put them together so you can see that there. There's quite a difference. So this leading shoe needs to be about right there. And see the difference? It needs to wedge when you stop. And when you reverse and you stop, it should actuate the self-adjuster to tighten the brakes up. So that's how it's designed to work. So these shoes are on wrong. So they're getting pulled off and put on correctly, and this car should stop a lot sharper. If you notice, this is a pretty heavy car and it only has a 4-bolt wheel, and that's normal. 4-bolt wheel for a Mustang in the early years. They went to 5-bolt, I think, in 93 or 95. But anyhow, the Mustang needed some maintenance with the track lock rear end. Now we'll have carbon fiber internals, and we're going to take it for a drive this summer and enjoy our newfound brakes. Hopefully these brakes will work better. Like I said, they didn't work bad, but they just didn't, I just didn't like them. They didn't seem right. So I'm hoping that takes some play out of the pedal, as well as gives us some more stopping power, which it should. So, all right, thanks for watching. Just wanted to update you on what's going on with the old 5.0 Let Your Hair Blow Mustang, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks very much for watching.